Severe thunderstorms, gusty winds, hail and flooding. How do you prepare? For the next half hour, the StormTracker 12 weather team will take you around the state and will help you get prepared for what Mother Nature may bring this weather season. Now, a StormTracker 12 weather special, severe weather.
Hello and welcome to this year's StormTracker 12 Severe Weather Special. I'm Chief Meteorologist Justin Kiefer.
And I'm Meteorologist Erika Mrazik. Over the next half hour, we're going to look at severe weather events you may encounter this spring and summer.
Let's get started, shall we? Hey, when severe weather strikes, having the right supplies at home can make all the difference. First, you need to start with the essentials. Stock up on at least 3 days worth of water. 1 gallon per person per day in your home, and a non-perishable food supply that doesn't need refrigeration. Next, check your flashlights and batteries. Keep extra sets handy along with a battery-powered or hand crank radio so you can stay informed if the power goes out. Medications, both prescription and over-the-counter, should be readily available, as well as a first aid kit.
Don't forget your phone chargers, especially portable power banks, and make sure important documents like insurance and ID are stored in a waterproof container. For families, prepare baby supplies, pet food, and comfort items for children. And finally, gas up your car and secure loose outdoor items to prevent damage. Severe weather can hit with little warning, and taking these simple steps now can help protect your family later. Stay alert, stay prepared, and stay safe. Well, Justin, who doesn't like to have a little fun in the sun? I know I do.
Hey, but before you head outside, Erika, make sure you take care of your skin. Barbara Ron has some advice for us this summer.
Sunscreen will help reduce the changes in the skin that can cause aging, skin cancer. You should use sunscreen year-round.
And it's not just your skin you need to protect from the sun, but also your eyes, as ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B light exposure has been linked to cataracts. And lips can also be affected by unprotected sun exposure.
You can get skin cancer on your lip area, so if you're looking for lip balm or chapstick, definitely look for ones that have SPF included in them.
To make sure you have the best sunscreen, Swiger says to make sure it is labeled as broad spectrum.
And that protects you from the UVA and the UVB rays from the sun.
The American Academy of Dermatology estimates that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime. The recommendation by the AAD is to use SPF 30 at a minimum, to use it every day, even when cloudy, and reapply approximately every 2 hours when outdoors. Keep in mind, however, experts recommend babies under 6 months not use sunscreen, but rather use hats and clothing as protection from the sun. Sunscreen products are regulated as over-the-counter drugs by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. For the StormTracker 12 Severe Weather Special, I'm Barbara Ron.
One type of weather we don't always see during severe storms is hail. So how does it form, and why doesn't it always occur? Here's Justin with more.
Well, it's time to talk about hail. Hail storms and hail formation is an interesting process that can produce severe weather. Here's what happens. In a thunderstorm, there are updrafts that lift up through the storm. And those updrafts will then lift moisture high into the clouds where the air is below freezing. These water droplets that get carried upward can then freeze into those little ice balls, if you will, of hail. Now, the circulation within this thunderstorm then is what grows the hailstorm. The updrafts carry the hail higher and higher. They collide with supercooled water droplets on the way down. They can get caught up again in those updrafts, creating this cycle that creates larger and larger hail. So eventually, these hailstones get too large, or the updrafts get too weak, and those hailstones then begin to fall out of the clouds and make it to the ground. It is this process that creates a hail storm. If those hail stones are big enough, they can be attributed to a severe thunderstorm. So here is the hail size explained. Little 1/4 inch, about the size of an eraser, pea-size hail is what they describe it as. So dime size, penny size, nickel size, that's less than severe weather attributes. Once the hailstone gets to about the size of a quarter, that's 1 inch in diameter, then the National Weather Service will call this a severe thunderstorm. And then these other hailstones explained as far as their size, they can be described as ping pong ball size, golf ball size, tennis ball, that's 2.5 inches, severe baseball size, 2 3/4 inches, and then softball size is a 4-inch hailstone. Now, we don't get many huge hailstorms in West Virginia, but we do get a lot of severe weather with hail that is included within those strong winds sometimes, but large hail is a precursor for severe storms. The huge, large softball size hail typically forms out in the Midwest, in the western states, where the size of these can grow enormous. But for us, we keep an eye on those storms and we keep an eye on those hail sizes. And then when those storms break out and severe weather warnings break out, we'll of course break in with coverage. That is a look at your severe weather special talking about hail today. Well, we're just getting started. Still to come, the heat is on as summer heads our way.
We'll offer some tips for you to beat the heat. That's next on our StormTracker 12 Severe Weather Special.